Hey, happy Friday. Last day of story problems. I know this is not the favorite. I don't like story problems either. We got some tough ones today. It's all we're doing today is both sides of these worksheets. It's not homework. We'll do 3 in class and do the rest by yourselves and then help each other, right? Show these up on the document camera. See if as a class you can't figure these all out. We're going to start with a fairly easy one. I'm going to jump to number 2 and we're going to look at Carly beating the school record. And we're going to talk a little bit how we're tackling these. So, again, just like yesterday, the first thing we want to do is we want to find out what is the question. And so we go and read this. She wants to beat the school record for the 400-meter run. She beats it by 1.3 seconds. If she ran it in 55.7 seconds, right, that's what she did. What was the record? The record was slower than her. She beat it. And so there's our question, right? So we're going to underline this. What was the record? Now, you could be simple and just say the record was, but I want more than that, right? I want to actually write like this. Let's fill out the full statement to the answer to the question. The 400-meter school record, right? That's what they're asking. Was, we don't know what it was. That's where you're going to put your answer, and you're going to write it with this statement. Was so many seconds, and let's go figure it out. And then a strategy that I like to use is to just draw some pictures of what's going on, right? And so I'm going to draw Carly here, and I'm telling you, she is fast. She is just booking it, and she's, how fast is she? Well, she's 1.3 seconds faster. So I jot that on my picture that she's 1.3 seconds faster. And it just helps me to have a visual to look at this. And then there's also out here, there's a record, right? There's the school record. You don't have to do this in green. I don't know why I'm doing it in green, but whatever. Okay, so the school record, and she's 1.3 seconds faster. So our variable is what is the record? I don't know. But I know that if I take the school record and I shave off 1.3 seconds, I'm going to get what Carly did. And Carly ran 55.7 seconds. So it just kind of takes understanding what the story problem is, and I find that drawing a little picture might help. Okay, so now that we have an equation, this is simple. I think this is now down in step 4 of our equations where it said, what do you do at this point? And it's to get the constant opposite the side of the variable, right? So we don't want it here, and we do it with 0 pairs. So minus 1.3 with plus 1.3. And we get R equals, get your calculator out, and you figure it out, and I think it comes to 57. So I don't want to see this, R equals 57, even though R equals 57. I want to see this. The 400-meter school record was 57 seconds. That's understanding what the question actually is, right? So I want this sentence that is explaining what is it that you found. All right, let's go take a look at another one. I kind of like problem 3. So let's take a look at problem 3 together. Then we're going to go to the back side where they're a little bit tougher, right? So you want to challenge, we'll do the back side. Okay, so again, the question. Miss Lincoln has a bucket full of pencils that she would like to divide up equally to her 28 students. If each student got 3 pencils, how many did she start with? It's almost, the question's almost always at the end. How many did she start with? So what are we writing here? An answer to this question. And I think I'm going to just not say she. We know who she is. It's Miss Lincoln. So be complete in your description. It's Mrs. Lincoln started with how many pencils? Started with, and then there's going to be a number in here. We don't know what it is, but she started with a number of pencils. And this is how we're going to be writing our answers, by rephrasing the question the whole question into an answer. Okay, and again, I like to draw a little picture, so I'm going to draw a little cup, just like you see up on my desk often, right? There's a cup, and it's got all these pencils in it, right? It's full, and I got lots of different colors. I've got yellow, red, and black. Here's all my pencils. And then she's got a bunch of students, right? So I'm going to go ahead and draw. And I just do this fast, right? This is just to help me get a context, an understanding of what is this story about. How many students are there? Thank you. 28 of them. I'm not going to draw all 28 students. This is just kind of giving an idea, right? And each kid has 3 pencils. Ooh, kind of like you. Don't you each have 3? A red one and a green one and a black regular pencil. So all of these, and we see in here that it equals 28. Oh, no, not equal to. She has 28 students. And each student has 3 pencils. And it totals up to, oh yeah, that's what we don't know. What's our variable going to be? I guess P for pencils. How many pencils does she have total? Right? The total number of pencils. Well, 28 students. 3 pencils each. We multiply that by 3, and it's going to total the number of pencils that Miss Lincoln had. P for pencils. And so this is actually pretty easy. I'm going to go 28 times 3. So the biggest, that's 84 pencils. So she started with 84, and we get 84 equal P. And yes, P equals 84, but my answer is down here. Miss Lincoln started with 84 pencils. All right, well, let's go look at something a little harder on the back, and then I'm going to let you guys do the rest of these. Really want you to be helping each other. Let's tackle number 14. 14 is like, oof, yeesh. Tessa received $50 from her grandma. Nice. Have you guys ever gotten money from your grandparents, I hope? For her birthday, she decided to put this money away and save up $12 per week. I'm going to underline some things here. $50. And then she wants to save $12 a week so that she can buy a $398 tablet. You can buy a game system. I give you permission if you want to do that instead. How many weeks will it take her to save? How many weeks? And so there's our hint. How many weeks? And our variable is going to be a W. Let's answer the question. It will take who? Tessa. So many weeks. I don't know how many, but that's my variable, right? So many weeks. It will take Tessa weeks to save. How much is she saving? $398. And I really like to see your answers stating the whole question, right? Am I a little bit off the screen there? Can you see it now? All right. Well, let's go do this. So I'm going to do, again, draw a little picture. Here's Tessa. And I just find that this helps me once I see the picture. And she gets that $50, so she's clearly got a smile on her face. But that's not all. Then she's going to start saving $12 every week until she gets a total of $398. So as I talk this through to myself and I see this, right, I can find out what my equation is that she's got the 50 and she's going to add to it $12 times a certain number of weeks. $12 times a certain number of weeks. And remember, this is what we're doing is 12 times the number of weeks. But remember that multiplication symbol is invisible in here. We write this like this, 12W. And it's going to eventually equal $398. And so we get our problem like this. Let's go solve this real quick. So this is probably, I think, step 3 or 4, I don't know, but it's this coefficient that's on the same side of the variable, and we need it on the opposite side. So we do our 0 pair to get rid of this. We're going to make a little squeeze tight in here. And I'm going to get this 12W equals 348. And now we're down to our last step, which is that coefficient of 1. There's my variable, coefficient of 12, and I'm going to turn it into a 1, an invisible 1, right? It'll just be W, even though I know it's 1W. Dividing both sides by 12. Pop out your calculator, 348 divided by 12. Oh, there it is. It'll take her 29 weeks. And so we get W equals 29. Answer is not 29. The answer is it will take Tessa 29 weeks to save $398. All right, there we have it. Good luck with these. Work hard. See you next week. Bye, everybody.